Master. Clever so make you again Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes I know money, and more I yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and outside of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
I'm muted here. Okay, good. So first, I'm good to go. Good evening to all of you. Today is it's somebody said the 5/5. Yeah, 5/5 2025. Wow, what a way! Indeed, the 5th month, the 5th day, and the year is 2025. Wonderful way to go. The first Monday. Yes, I already on mute. Thanks to all of you. Yes, indeed, those of you who got that. Thank you so much for reminding me also. Yeah, indeed, watch all of you who watching. Indeed, please let's share the show. Today is Monday. So I know so many things trending, so many things happening around the world, so many things happening in Ghana. Even in Ghana, people are now protesting according to information that indeed people are protesting. Yeah, they want easier to live in. It's just interesting, but it's good to go, people. So many things to talk about. More will be here very soon. Mr. Kane will also be here with us. If possible, Steve Bully or Mose will also be here with us. Our team from Zwedru, Grand Jida County, Muna already in studio already. Any moment for now, we'll be bringing Muna on. And our team also from Nimba County, headed by Cyprian Colley, they will also join us here on this beautiful Monday evening. Indeed, look, this country of ours, it is indeed interesting. Share the show, people. Share the show. Let me bring Mona on quickly. I think Mona, you ready? If not, I think you are all set up now for us to go. But Mona, good evening. Hello, Mona. All right. So Mona is now ready. So let me recognize a few of our people. Yeah, forget you don't be asking the incoming degree about. And look, let me tell you before you ask Edward Brussels, my brother. Look, my brother, this life, the only best thing you can do, like what Morgan always say, celebrate your life. when you are alive and you have the kind of opportunity, so you have to celebrate. So that question, my brother, is just honest statement, because we celebrate all over. We celebrate as the way we want to. Yeah, so we'll give our credit to you who listen to us via the radio. Yeah, yeah, thank you so much for always following us. I have so many people back to back. People, SKTV, people, the SKTV. Look, people, I don't know, but you people are indeed, you people are great people. It's because of some of you today we are here because of the courage. It's not easy though, because when you want to be fair enough, you can't get nobody. That way you say, oh, so kind of team, thank God Muna is here. Muna, is it when you said it, right?
Yeah, or is it Judah
You can stay
problem?
alone. Good. So for us that want to be with the truth, because some people now they don't forget about all of their things they used to say before. Oh, their country have no job. Oh, that street light we eat today that they don't want to post in street light. You see how the country look. But anyway, we don't recognize few about people, but monk here, let me recognize monk. Monk, who give my brother? All right, so I think monk is said. Monk, are you there? Well.
Fatima.
Hey,
What do you say like that?
I'm good. I'm running from you. Move.
That's sound from Monroe.
Look,
Mom?
we are over. Did you forget that you left me and went and married some other chick the next weekend? Get the f out of my face.
Muna, I'm hearing a sound. I don't know from your back.
No, I think that's sound from Mom because not me.
We'll keep
Let me
on
see.
kicking.
Can I just take you to dinner so I can explain?
There's nothing to explain.
Yeah, how are you that?
You know what? I'm happy.
If you guys are hearing me, then it cannot be from me because
Oh,
I have
sorry,
my
sorry, sorry.
I shut them. I
They
think
won't check the side. They won't check your side,
Sorry,
right?
the sound coming from yes, sir. The sound coming from the incoming Digon sound. That my side coming from the truth.
yeah.
That is
Oh,
phone.
he coming
That
with
is,
me.
yeah, we get plenty gadget with you, mom.
Yeah, that's what can happen.
Thank you, but my brother
Technology
going
is
away.
not perfect. You get keep adjusting it.
Because you gotta be checking your mom. Let me tell you, the reason why for me I like all of these gadgets is that you gotta be checking as to what's going on around the world, and
Oh, yeah.
also
Yeah,
near you.
we just forget.
Before you go sit down one morning, they say the other one they say, but I don't know. By the way, mom, good evening, my brother. Today's Monday.
What's up?
Everything from your end.
Well, number. We got nice weather in Minnesota today. Yeah. The weather look great here, and a lot of news happening. But I ain't been following a lot of stuff around the world. I don't know. Today is open mic, right? Because I didn't follow a lot of issues too from Liberia, except for some defamation lawsuit stuff that I saw on the internet this morning. And other than that, nothing much. Just regular day.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, Monk, you are correct. Today we're going to do it that way. We're going to make it that way. That is open mic for all of our people to tell us some of the things.
And let me remind the audience today. In America, for the people from the Latino community, people from Central and South America, today is a major day for Latino people in America, and they call it Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of March. It's a historical day. It was the day that the Mexican were able to celebrate their victory over the French Empire, because at a certain point in time, the French had control of Mexico and they were able to fight the French. Do you know that a certain part of America was owned by the French? The largest territory of land purchased by the American government was under the control of they called it the Louisiana Purchase. It was, I think, it comprised of 12 or 13 states that were under the influence of the French. Here in California, we got to pay money. The same with Alaska. America bought Alaska from Russia to pay physical cash. So of the 50 states in America, every single one of them were never under the banner of America. Over time, they decided to join. Just like in Liberia, Liberia. In Liberia history, when you read the history of Liberia, there were certain tribes and counties that were forced to join Liberia. We had independent counties like Maryland. Maryland was a country of her own before becoming part of Liberia. Like they died in the mountain, they would call it Gio and Mano. They were never part of Liberia. The Liberian government used force to integrate them into Liberia. The same way for America. 50 states, 13 colonies originally, but over time, they started purchasing land and adding more states and more territory, and that's how the U.S. became a great empire today. So it was never the same with the Mexicans. So today, it's a major holiday for the Latino people. They call it Cinco de Mayo. May 5th. I think it was in 1862 when they regained their control of land from the French. But Let me stop there for now. There is not history class here, so. But
No, but that's good, Mark, because that will also help us to also understand some of these things. Because sometimes we talk more about some of the international happening, but then at the end of the day, some of us we don't even know some of these things. But thank you for bringing that at least to our attention and for also informing us. That's the best thing to do, Mark. So again, Muna, we here quickly. The Monk already said like, comment, and share. We want you to recognize a few of our people while we do the sharing. I either hit close to 400 plus. Then we can start all of our own talking before going to the line to maybe ask our people exactly as to what on their mind. Because mind you, the issue of projects, people owning project. I mean, I will ask Monk few questions about owning things as to what when you go good, you will own it, but when you go bad, what are you still own it? But go ahead, Muna.
Okay, let me recognize Ali Donso, welcome. James David. You have Robert Fasola Jackley. You have David Williams, welcome. Ali Masale, welcome. Asatu O. Dawson, welcome. Edward Brussels, welcome. Betty Sifos, welcome. Mustafa Balo, welcome. James N. Wawa, welcome. Tavis Bashu, welcome. Josephine Dixdo, welcome. Yumoncho Asedu Bensa, welcome. And the list goes on and on, right? Welcome, guys. Welcome on this wonderful, wonderful Monday evening, first working day in the week. Very hectic day. And all those by the radio, so welcome as well. Yes.
Wonderful. Alfonso say all of you that we want to say welcome to the SKTV show. I saw one comment, I think coming from James M. I don't know, was that we were right? James, you know, some of you we know how you feel. For now, you don't want to hear some of these things because you use these things to get into power. So now these things are sounding like, you know, it's sounding like in fact you don't want to hear a monk. You know, when 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 you talk about ills in society and people look up to you and say, okay, yes, I think you know the problem of our country, so let's give the country to you. You don't want to hear about ills and almost or more. But then you are not solving the problem. Mark?
yeah, hello.
Yes, I'm passing through with James M. Will I don't know Will War or War comment.
What was something? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
So I'm just passing through with that sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, especially when they use the same truth to get the power. But after some time they don't want to hear the same truth. Why?
I mean, that's my first time seeing such a comment. He said, "Why SKTV is the worst thing Liberia need?" I don't know what he mean by that. I don't. I think SKTV is the best. I mean, not too many people would say that on this platform for as long as we've been here. I mean, people always give us credit for doing our best. So when you call the worst thing, then you got to be existing on some strange planet, or you are in a totally different stratosphere. That's why we say SKTV, if you believe, is the worst thing Liberia need. I think SKTV, we need more SKTVs in Liberia. I think it's
great. I like that, Mark. And that just a more young there because let me be frank, some of our colleagues when they go for some of the press conference or conferences here and there back to back, you know, the name SKTV will always be mentioned and they will call our names and so forth back to back. You know, so again, I just like the way you put it. I think SKTV it is the best. I don't know how you want to term it, but indeed we are the best because we come up with all of the facts, all of the happening in the nation, and that's what we talk about. So let's move on. Muna, give us a few updates in exactly what happened while we wait our team from Nima County quickly. Maybe they will join us. If not, we continue. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mabel, for being back here this wonderful Monday evening. Okay, happenings is where you, by the grace of God, the consensus in initiative project, the Door Street will kick off very soon to see how best that place can be reconditioned before we get in the real rainy season. And also today, May 5th, this is where you see the corporation start their inspection, going in the community, inspecting lands, people who have land, if they're not cleaning the land, and those makeshift buildings you got along the streets, and also people who have this awkward bathroom to recondition. If your area is not you don't recondition your bathroom, and then you don't clean your land, they will fine you 5,000 according to the CCC. They say once your place is not clean and you have some bathroom that is not reconditioned, they were going to spot a bathroom and then you're going to pay 5,000 or you'll be sent to court. So the inspection start today, give up today in Zweju City from the ZCC, the Zweju City Corporation. So the inspection kick up today in the city, making sure that everyone who have land owners, business community, you have nation land, got some people that got land, the place just bullshit, they not clean the place, so they are going around. Anybody your place not clean, you'll be fined 5,000 LD or you face court action. So that's what's happening right now in Grangega County.
Well, thank you so much, Mona. So let me give a few updates. What happened in the nation capital? Yes, indeed, today is Monday. As you may be aware, so many things ongoing, especially when it comes to governance, politics, so forth, and the impasse of the Capitol building still continue. We haven't yet any news yet about whether the speaker resigned or not, but things unfold is still the same, and we wait on the 13th according to their information that hopefully on the 13th they will be resuming or in fact resuming their work. So all eyes on deck for them to resume their work on the 13th of this month. So yes, again, apart from that, so many accusations, so many jobs on the internet, people throwing talk oppositions and that are ruling positions and so forth. So who on projects, who not on project, who live with who not live with who. These are just things job been parading on the social media, claiming or in fact getting the attention of our people, and our people are also at least they are also paying attention as to some of the happening because, mind you, this government of President Joseph Yema Buaka came to power to change the livelihood of the people. So they are still waiting and they are still observing issues as to what's going to happen few years from now or few time from now on. So yes, the nation capital is good. Apart from the civil society group called STEM, headed by Moluba Molu of the former ruling party, the CDC, that are planning a protest on the 17th of July. And during a press conference, they used a name called We Liberian protest. So that also a spark of mixed reactions coming from former Senator John Balu, also claiming that that name belonged to him. So STEM shouldn't use the name, or let them be able to use different name because that name belongs to them and they are the one that have all of the full responsibility, all of the full rights over that name. So that also spark of mixed reaction. Public are saying whether name or not, people will come out and other people are saying that it's not good to protest and so forth. So we are still watching the process as to how far they're going to go, and we still wait July 17 as the protest date that been set aside, and also away from home. Well, we were also following some photos and so forth coming from Ghana that this morning or this afternoon, thousands of Ghanaians were seen in the streets, protesting against the suspension of the Chief Justice by the Ghanaian President John Mahama, according to the information. So again, we are watching the process and we're following all of the happening. So far, so good, apart from some of the back-to-back politics in our country, but we are all good and we're moving very strong. Mark and the other Mona. So far. So Mark, quickly that move. I don't know what really on your mind that you want to tell us about. Maybe there are some training issues on your mind that you want to tell us about quickly.
Well, I don't know. I've been following that issue happening in Ghana as well, but I don't have too many details. I just know I saw the protest today, and people are talking about they want to make it look like a political move, and because it happened under the past president of Kufuor-Addo, and in Ghana the Supreme Court Chief Justice enjoyed that something called a tenure position as well. And there were petitions filed under the previous president because the protest now, is all everything politics will take center stage. They want to make it if to say, this president being an opposition president want to remove the Chief Justice, but there were complaints filed against of being corrupt and deficiency. And in Ghana, their constitution provides for that. But more information will surface. So what Mahama is doing is nothing new, because if you want to make the case for politics, then we say, but the petition was filed honor or how they call the guy Nana Akufo-Addo. So it cannot be a political move. There got to be something, some kind of fire on in Ghana that is burning. As according to them, from the Chief Justice standpoint, people are accusing her of being corrupt, and she has been caught in a lot of scandals. So it's not only one, but 3 petitions so far have been filed against her. So that's why the president called for her suspension. But their laws also call for straight removal, and I think they will get to that point. But for now, they're still reviewing those petitions while she's on suspension. So I guess the Ghanaian president did the right thing. It was nothing but politics, because if that was the case, then the petition wouldn't have been filed on Nana Akufo-Addo. So that's a whole different thing right there. But we'll see how it turns out. Maybe
well, good. Yes, I'm here. Muna, I don't know about the news. Yes, I'm yes, sorry. Muna, about some journalists that have been attacked in Zwedru, Granjila County, coming father work with Smart FM. I don't know whether you have any idea about that. Yeah, you have any story about that, Muna?
Maybe I'll get to you.
All right, good. All right, so that's the latest news that we're getting from Zwedru, Granjila County, that some journalists or some Smart FM workers was attacked. But I don't know about whom or for what reason. Yes, again, so let's make progress. Muna, what's on your mind? What do you want to tell us? Because Mong just go straight to Ghana, but I know that you will come back and tell us exactly what on his mind concerning Liberia. But,
no, I went to Ghana because you started a conversation with Ghana, so I just want to wrap it up before we transition.
Oh, okay. All right. But then that's good. But then I come back Liberia before we cross over to Muna. So that go.
Oh, you mean from my end, or you want Muna to go?
All right, ladies before gentlemen. So that Muna just go.
Yeah, for me, I don't know today, because sometimes when we discuss all the happenings, the issues. Yeah, today Monday we can be the open mic. Yeah, for Liberian people, what's really on their minds, if they can speak out other issues. Yeah, so today is Monday. That's my take from my side.
All right, good. Yeah. Thank you, Muna. So, among what say you, my brother? So many things been happening. The impasse, so many things. What say you? What get on your mind?
Well, I don't know about the impasse so far. Tomorrow going to be Tuesday. It's a session day in the Liberian legislature, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. How they will govern themselves. If there will be protests again, or people will be all over the streets. I don't know. For me, I'm done with that thing. I think it sounds redundant. Some of us took our position from day one, and I'm not going to change my position. No matter what people say, I just know there are certain protocols that people follow when it comes to lawmakers and the Constitution. I know about something they call, how they call it, whether it's a constitutional crisis or you may call it the intersection of politics and the Constitution. Is your own definition. For some of us who took our position from day one between Fanati Kofa and how they call him, Richard Kuhn. So we'll see. And it keep prolonging. It keep being dragged. I don't know the outcome, but like I said, I'm not going to change my position. And the other thing I saw recently was this taking credit for who project, who's stealing who vision, and who's stealing another president's idea. I mean, for some, when citizens are in power, they claim that government is continuity. When Unity Party is in power, CDC believe that they are stealing George Weah vision. I don't know about vision. I haven't seen any president that came up with a vision in the last 25 or 30 years. So when you tell me that they're stealing somebody's vision, I'll be asking which kind of a vision. Maybe you got to explain it, because the last time I checked in the history of Liberia, the only president that had a clear vision and was working towards implementing every aspect of his vision was the late President William Arata. But since then, no other president came close. So when you tell me that somebody is stealing another guy's vision, then I ask, which vision? Can you explain that vision to me? And that's just what happened in Liberia. That's the two things. The two story, and like I said, they think about a defamation lawsuit between Fatiga and AB Kurma again. I think it surfaced today. That's the only two news that caught my attention today. Nothing more than that.
Also break up between 3 to 4 this afternoon that the former LD boss AB Kurma lawsuit against the Fadigas, I think in the sum of 1.5 5 million, right? Yeah, I think that case, according to information, he won the case. But the question now is, will he be able to get that money from the Fadigas? That's the one million question that other people are also asking. But again, we wait to see as to how they're going to play. Also as to whether maybe the Fadigas they're going to run to the Supreme Court. Maybe who knows? Maybe there were maybe they will take flight straight to the Supreme Court. But there are so many stories also in the local dailies, and some of these stories that also caught my attention is life is from the women voices here. Life is very hard for us. Physically challenged woman seek support to expand her business. So that's the another story. But let me come down. One other story coming from Bon County that also caught my attention. Then we'll go to the Verity. Verity say poor learning conditions, GAC audits slams MOE. And that's just 100% true that the learning condition of our children here in Liberia is terrible, because most of our children, they are sitting on the floors, and that's true. They are sitting on the floor. So that one another story. Let me see. I see another story this morning that really caught my attention about the water the people drink from certain part of Bon County. Where is this story that yeah, they say because of their pump got damaged, so they had to go to the creek to drink from the river, almost like their river that is not moving. You know, Mark, when the river is not moving, then that means something seriously wrong, because if a river is not moving, Monk, that means the river will smell, right? Or the water will smell. Monk? Well, the Monk is off and on today, but let me see quickly. I want to come back to the show and ask more few questions before we get to all of you there, our people. Myself, I had to tell you exactly what on my mind this evening, and then we move on. Okay, so I think I saw this other one from the Independent newspaper. Also, the War Crown Court faces elite resistance. I mean, doubts or delayed. Yes, indeed, that's one of the headline coming from the Independent. Trying to find that paper, but I'm not seeing it where the okay, team is in the Liberian investigator. Good. So there is the story. It said we are dying slowly. After 11 months without clean water, disease is spreading fast and fast, and Swinter in Bon County is running out of time. Mark, that's one of the stories that come from the investigator, and the few stories really caught my attention. Let me be frank. While our lawmakers are fighting at the Capitol building, your people behind you, they are dying. They are dying. When we come here, when we say these things, you get angry and be thinking that maybe we don't like your business, we don't want to see you prosper, or maybe we don't want to maybe talk about some of these things that are you know in your custody, maybe things that you do. No, we can also talk about the good, and we also talk about the bad. So what really on my mind is the issue of people claiming that you talk about projects and so forth. And let me say this to all Liberians, whether you are rescuers or whether you are rescue supporter or not. The thing is, if you can still recall, Monk, during the elections time, we were here, we sat here, and we stay here. Most of the campaign messages that we heard during the 2023, even during the June 7 protest, was coach, drugs, no job. No job. The city is dirty. You know, coach, or that means drugs, no job. People are not working. People, things not fine with people. With the issue of the street being dirty. You know, the street being dirty. And during the campaign time, most of our people, they were right. I'm not saying that they were wrong. No. They were right when they said that No, sorry. Yeah. So they were right when they said all of these things during the campaign time, even including my own deacon, the president. He said that people were now working, no job. So when he become president, he make the statement in Bukana Grand Bassa County that mothers will no longer sell, children will be in school, and all of these things. And some of them, among those 12,000 plus voters that voted the previous government out, they made this statement that development will eat. Today, they are the same group of people today parading around today with the same way that Seditians used to behave. Take photos, take video, acting, and post it on the internet. We are hailing the government officials instead of the people doing their work. So for me, what on my mind is the people, our people. I'm saying this to say that the government that you voted for this government, you voted for this government to make change in your life. You never voted for the government to be praise singing as to by the time somebody sweep somewhere, then you take photo or maybe you have a take phone and record and post it. No. No. Why are you behaving like just because you are thinking, all you are thinking on right now, some of you is 2029. And there are two things that I'm still observing. I don't know about you, Monk, and that are maybe Mona. Up to now, one of the campaign again was Joseph Waka. Oh, Jeremiah Kun, you will be doing all of the work. Today, we're visiting all of the small places here and there. Is President Joseph Yeman Boakai. So I'm sensing, and we'll hold that for now. So some of you who are thinking that by the time somebody do, look, allow the government official to do their work. Like the LEC. And they're working. And explaining exactly as to what's going on, some of the challenges that you will be faced with if things not put in place. And your own government that you have been hearing today will come out tomorrow and even undermine the LEC. That's how they behave. Because they will not want to pay for the current they will be using or the alcohol necessary. So at the end of the day, they'll be owing LEC huge sum of amount. And at the end of the day, LEC won't be having money maybe to work on some of their equipments or even to even bring in some of their equipments. Then what happens next? Then we'll go back to the same square one. So what we are saying is that allow these people to do their work and let us observe them as to what they are doing. Stop thinking on people just because you think that you are going to vote for them. So your role is for you to always think. No. 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 So claiming project, I must say, for me, everything you do on this one, they have the good and the bad side. So all of you know who are claiming project back to back, in case the GSC reports come out and say this project that you are claiming or this project that on the other project or the other project that you want, there's huge corruption on this project. Will you be able to accept that? That's the question I wanted to ask Monk. And that maybe Monk will go chip in on that, Monk.
Well, maybe there's something they call political maturity. At a certain point in time, you watch what people do, you don't listen to what they say, because actions speak louder than words. For me, we have a situation in Liberia, based on my own assessment, what I know in my limited lifetime, I would say for the length of time I spent on this planet, I came to the conclusion that Liberia problems are fundamental and they are mostly economical. They are not political problems. It's economic problem, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's job, whether it's poor health care, whether it's the ability to create or they get something called social mobility. I know you track your lifetime over time, how the progress that you have made, I was working for $10 before. 10 years from now, I won't work for $20. 10 years from another 10 years, I won't work for $40. That's what they call social mobility. Your ability to improve as time goes by. In the case of Labrador, it's the opposite. Labrador is worse than when I left it. People who've been to Labrador recently, I would say in the past 2 or 3 years, especially the one who can really carry on careful experiment and examining the situation in Labrador, they claim that the country is getting worse every single day. So this whole idea that somebody was saying this because they were not in power in another party. No, for me, in Liberia, whether you like it or not, I mean, I'm talking about the entire country of people that listen to the SKTV. If I'm walking into a voting booth to pick a president, Joseph Boaga and Georgia will be the least. They won't even be on my list of options because I know that under no circumstances, either one of them is capable of addressing the problem in Liberia. That's something that I know. So if you're a citizen and you believe that United Party is in power, you got to do everything to criticize and honor my, oh, you guys say you're going to do that. I know there are certain things that both of them cannot do. So it won't matter which one of them is in power. The thing here is, how do you make the decision to get someone who can get the job done? For me, I don't let no. Let me tell you something, Mabel. Joseph Boaga, for example. Joseph Boaga, they made a case that he had more wisdom. He had more than 40 plus years of experience. For me, I expected Joseph Boaga to hit the ground running from day one than any other president in history because the length of time he been in the public sector, right? Joseph Boaga struggled to form his own government. I think I gave the analysis or the analogy on SKTV before. I say it's almost like Real Madrid will play Barcelona. And Real Madrid coach is telling the people of Madrid that I'm going to beat Barcelona, one of the most competitive teams in world football. And they told the coach to go and draw his team. And the coach cannot even draw his own team. What makes you think you'll be able to win the game against Barcelona if he can't even draw his own 11 men? That's what happened to Joseph Boaga. So this whole idea that citizens are blaming United Party, but Joseph Boaga, United Party, talking about, oh, when we are in power, we're criticizing. The one thing that I know in politics, when you are in the position of power, all the attention shifts to you because you must deliver. It's no longer about promises. That's why opposition always gain relevance when another party is in power, but then give them the power. That's why when you go into an election booth, when you go into a voting election day, they got two words. They might sound the same, or they implicate that they might be the same, but then the same. They get something they call ability, then they get something they call capability. Capability, they get a potential. Oh, I think Melbourne can get his job done. The question is, does Melbourne have the skill set to execute that job? That's the question people don't ask, and it's one of the many reasons we've been picking wrong leaders after wrong leaders because you want to compare to the other guy. Okay, how can you make comparison between Joseph Boaga and George Weah? It was because George Weah poor performance against the Joseph Boaga. So if you want to make comparison, how can you be using George Weah as a reference point when in fact it was because of him that we got Boaga? So my brother, we got a long way to go, and I don't believe our people are ready for real business. When we get ready for real business, we will pick the leaders that will give us the real deal. We are not ready yet. That's all.
And that's the point, Mark. In fact, you just nailed it, right? Because you said that this person was not performing. So because of that, you are maybe removing this person, or maybe you want to remove this person, and you are already done that. So how come you are going back to this person, and you and the person you are even on back to back? Like you know, Mark, I don't even have understand some of these things, the way our people reason, the way they say these things, the way they do these things. Like for example, when I'm Monk, like all the issue with the bread and butter probably now been solved because I know our people now they can post about somebody sweep somewhere and they just take video and just post it. So that means all is well now. So the issue of drugs, what happened?
Maybe.
What happened?
The reason I keep telling you and everybody on this show.
And the issue of health also. More because we have some kind of video here that I will play. What we see, people are giving birth in homes.
People are dying.
And they are dying. People are dying in homes because they cannot afford some of the bills in the government hospital. And they are dying. Yesterday, former President, we were building the Foodie Medical Hospital. Some of you are going to talk. Even they are going to MA Hospital. Some of you even talk. But today, you are hearing. I'm just confused among. I think sometimes Look, let's just watch our people and just see their life as to maybe what they really want. Because I don't really know what they really want. Because all in all, you can pay against someone because you said that the person was not able to deliver. But the more just stated, you are also computing with the same person that you have elected from power.
Yep.
Well, where am I wrong?
No, Melbourne, you just said everything, and I think we all on the same page on this particular issue. Look, life is about making tough choices. Politicians will tell me they will do something, but at a certain point in time, you know that they won't do it because they are on a campaign trail. They can say anything. Melbourne, for you to get a result, that's why you see, let me tell you something. Some of the military leaders in this world that built some of the great society, right? They were not the most educated. But one thing that if you talk to any military person, they will tell you when it come to execution and discipline, it's one thing that military people are very good at. Even in America, there was a study done by some consulting firm they called McKinsey, the one of the largest in the world. McKinsey conducted a study, and they said almost 25 to 30% of the corporate CEO in America, they all have military background. Because Melbourne, at the end of the day, when you wake up, you got to know how to execute. It takes a particular skill set, especially in the case of Liberia. How do you bring job? How do you provide job for people with our skills? How do you make sure that people can take pay on time? How do you make sure that people are making decent wages? I mean, wages that can sustain them for the rest of the month. Their transportation, their feeling, maybe in case of emergency, medical emergency. Do you know why it takes to be the head for 5 million plus people? Every day you are thinking about bringing solution. It's not a job that you can take any Tom, Dick, and Harry out there and give it to them because they are popular or because they are celebrity or because they've been in government for 40 years. No, because at the end of the day, 5 million plus people life depends on you. There is no room for mistake. Remember, look at Burkina Faso. Look at Rwanda. Those guys don't have master or PhD. They are just regular men, but guess what? When it comes to execution, they got a clear goal, they got a clear vision, they know how to execute, and at the end of the day, they give their country result. That's just why it is. In the case of our country, we are not looking for the individual. It's not like they are not there. They are there. You can name a bunch of them, but the question is this condition that we set to select or elect president in Liberia. No, it's a whole different condition than any other country in the world. That's why we keep struggling. We keep rotating.
So say you are computing, or maybe so now, say you are boasting that in fact ADC is now stable 100%, which of course myself I agree. Then now more, then what can we now take all of the monies that we've been spending for people generators that they are making 3,500, 2,000, 1,000 for generator money. Then I bring all the money out. So that means you can be giving us update that indeed we have a stable power energy now. So since we have the energy now, we want our government officials to reduce, or in fact, we are reducing all of the money that we used to spend on electricity. So the money now will go towards the improvement of the electricity. But you're still sitting there, people are still making 3,500 USD for that generator. Then some of you still posting. Sometimes, look, nobody saying I don't post, but if you post it, sometimes you post with wisdom. Like somebody posted that monk, the person said, okay, we agree. Now, LEC is stable. And even if you listen to the LEC boss, the men lay out so many challenges. Now, what's the way forward now as a government? You are still almost your entire budget. Half of it is still going behind energy. On the small generator you have around here, people are still getting salary for generator. But you want for LEC to play magic and send power out there to your people. So how do you expect the power energy to even increase? If you are still giving people money, thousands of dollars every month, just for the generator to be on. So now someone has stable power now, then Mark, then I cut all of the money that have been given to people.
The reason being is you got a short-term, you got long-term situation with the whole electricity or any other thing for that matter. It's not only electricity. The one thing that I know, maybe when you give people service, right? When you give people quality service, they don't have time paying for that service you render. The reason being, even when it comes to tracking the electricity and people that are paying their current bill, my brother, when somebody pay for a service and that person can get reliable service, undisrupted services. At a certain point in time, they will start paying regular for the service that you provide them. In the case of Liberia, you cannot make such an argument. It's been a long time. And there's the first time in recent memory people say, you know what? Even though when it comes to the expansion or giving people more asset, we ain't there yet, but at least the little one that people who sort of receive it, they are receiving it now. And that's how you start improving on things gradually. Because the last time I checked, they knew I don't know whether he did temporarily or permanently. I think people giving him the praise, people saying, yeah, he getting the job done. I'm not saying that he's perfect, but at least the most basic thing. You got to come from 1 week and go to 10. It's incremental improvement. Over time, you keep improving the service. Now, the next thing is looking at how to expand access to other part of the country so people can get access to electricity. But from day one thing, I listened to one older guy one time, he was talking about the whole LEC thing from Madam Sktv administration. He was making some comparative analysis about new ideas and doing the same thing over and over. The guy said, I can still remember that clip. It was a video, it was on Facebook back in the day. He said, the Mount Coffee hydro was 60 megawatt. They were building the 60, right? When you track all the donor funds that came to rehabilitating that hydro, it came out to more than $350 million. But when you look at the hydro and the output, you'll be like, this kind of a money, where it really went? Because in modern time, if you are going to spend $250 million just to expand electricity, maybe we got so many rivers around the country, right? You could build so many substations and even improve or increase the output of electricity. But when you look at that same hydro, I think you're talking from 66 or 60 to 88 megawatt. But looking at the price tag, you start asking, I don't know whether the donor were now forthcoming on their pledges or the money went some dark hole that we cannot keep track of. Because at the end of the day, maybe our output for electricity is still as one of the lowest in the entire world.
It's still low.
It's still low. So in as much as I give the acting or the temporary boss or LEC some price, there's still a lot of work to be done, and I hope you can keep improving.
Actually, in fact, he even admitted to some of these things. He said, yes, there are so many challenges, but the fighting hard in making sure through the help of the government and the Liberian people. But for me, surely that the government, for me, I'm still wondering whether the government will not even honor mine, because mind you, if you say you want something to be done, like why you just said, Monk, people come and give you helping hand, tell you that, okay, you say no school here. Good. So we want to build school here so that your children can go to school. You say, no, give us the money. We ourselves will build the school. Mom, that's the kind of system we get in us here back home. Give us the money. We will do the work ourselves. And at the end of the day, now we will cut until we give the engineer maybe some 2% or maybe some 3%. At the end of the day, the whole entire work, no here, no thing.
Now I call kickback.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. So at the end of the day, the entire team, no here. So that's the content that you just remember. Where in this world you go almost 20 years and you are still struggling for stable electricity. You are still struggling for water.
But maybe why are you going to electricity? Electricity is even more expensive, more capital intensive, right? The renovation of your executive mansion, how many years it took and how much was allocated for that one repair? One budget year after another, going back to the days of Madam Sktv. I don't know, but I think it was maybe her first or second time, if I'm not right. Somebody can get me in check here. But for as long as I can remember, my brother, that one renovation or repair for that executive mansion, it went on for more than a decade. But guess what? Every year, some kind of
they're taking salary. The one that can even get to me, Monk. Sorry though for some of you. The one that can really get to me, Monk, is that in the midst of all of these struggle and challenges in the lives of your people, and you are still riding expensive car, you are still taking home huge salaries, you are still enjoying life, you are still traveling. Then, Monk, then I mean the people, they don't care.
But why would they care if the people themselves are comfortable?
You're playing politics out of our people every time. You see someone now, you're clapping and the fish are happy already now because why? Or there's a little light somewhere. Somebody do someone maybe want to do video and post it, they like it, they comment. They're okay now. Even if today is election day, some of the people now they don't want to even talk about drugs anymore.
Yeah.
They will say, yeah, I really don't want to.
They forget everything, just
even drop. They will say, no, the prophet will still try again. That get a second time. So you see what we're heading to? So you know one drop.
Maybe I think Mona can recall. We've been having discussion for the longest. We've been having the discussion for the longest, and the politicians know exactly who they are dealing with, right? Muna, you know, the whole game here is to make the standard so low that just the bare minimum will get you elected. That's the game this guy keep playing all the time. Let's take everything from them, let's punish them, and when you do the littlest thing, it will be seen as something monumental. That's what happened in Liberia. Because I know in other society, just because you got stable electricity, that's something that is expected of LEC, right? That's something they should be doing. It's part of their daily function and responsibility. But guess what now? Just to get current for 2 weeks straight without interruption is some kind of a big achievement. So what made you think that the people that are in elected office will want to do more when the people themselves will take every little thing? Because that's all they've been used to. That's why they've been seeing over the years, over decades, that nothing can improve. So if a guy was just based on a 2-lane road in one tele community, guess what? For the vast majority, it's considered a form of investment or development. So they will subscribe to that. And guess what? That's how they keep winning elections after election. So you cannot only blame the public official themselves. Our people who have been victimized are also the main culprit. And we've been saying this on the show for the longest. Maybe I want a reason Sktv, we don't generate money these days, and people hate Sktv because we just say it for what it is. That's all I can say for now.
Oh, Mong, you know what? You see this country where Liberians were? We've been contributing to our sufferings. We contributed to our frustration. And we still contributing to our poverty life by hearing those politicians as if to say they are doing good thing. By seeing process of them, if to say they are doing the right thing. Only Liberians can liberate themselves. Only us can liberate ourselves. How can that happen? By telling those politicians the better truth than the street lies. But until then, we stay there because we are afraid to tell them the right thing. And then we still contribute to our poverty life. The country is not developed. We're making great impact to it. We ourselves. Don't really be complaining. They will say that we speak in the AOC society and become problems. That's the back right here. Only we Liberians can free ourselves from all these things we are going through. All this problem we are faced with, only ourselves can free ourselves by telling those politicians the better truth than the street lies. But until then, we keep hearing them, seeking praises, and if they say they are doing the right thing, if they say they are doing something good, that put them in power to get good thing, but nothing is happening, and then we still contributing to our frustration, our sufferings, our perfect life. We stay there, so we refuse to tell them the better truth, but we keep telling them the sweet lies, singing praises. When we see them coming, we go in a due 6:30. We also are waiting for them to checkpoint to breaches to see president. Hey, when we suffering, we get food around there. Our life is not our life is misplaced. Nothing is working. We'll say now she whole day we come in even drink water and I'm in there. Then we'll keep singing praises to them. Then when they leave now, then we'll start regretting when people discussing these things. Then we got problems. We Liberians ourselves can free ourselves from all those suffering, all this suffering we are going through. That we ourselves can free ourselves. Nobody can free us. But that will keep supporting them. That will keep contributing to our frustration. They will keep increasing it by asking pressure to the politicians. So we stay there until we're ready. We're ready here for ourselves. We're ready. So we keep hearing politicians seeking pressure to them when we see them coming. If they say they are demand gods, then without them we can make it. Mom, we just do ourselves. They say without them we can't make it in life. All hope is gone. There will nothing. So for that reason, they keep playing for us, and then we keep supporting too. So that we don't want to cause Liberian problems. They aren't about our own self. We they cause our own problems. And so when we prepare to liberate ourselves, to free ourselves, to get ourselves freedom, to see our best their country can be well developed, then we stay seeking pressure to the people there. We stay there. Then we start complaining. We stay there. We're ready for ourselves. We'll look at the correct eggs. We'll leave that good egg. We'll get to all the right here. We'll put in one basket. As soon as we're happy there, then we'll start complaining. What are we complaining for?
Yeah, you can't complain.
What is happening? We contributing, we are contributing greatly to our frustrations, our poverty life, our sufferings. We ourselves and get ourselves our problem. So that we start complaining. We're ready here for ourselves. When we're there, when the politicians laugh inside, they are enjoying on a daily basis. Their children laugh, everything set everywhere is okay, is intact. They will even say, hey, I think they will leave the country. They will leave the country, they don't care about you. But when they come, when they get smart, we could have been satisfied now. We could have been satisfied in the country. We could have been satisfied in this country. We quit.
I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. I woke up I saw a picture on Facebook in district number 5. The guy who won the election in Nima County. I think he's contemplating on who to endorse. I think they took a picture, I think, with 8 young guys in Nima County. So I was sitting there like doing some sober reflection on that picture. I said, yeah, this country. Now, the guy who never did nothing in 13 good years, he was elected based on the fact that, based on godfathership and jumping over there by the big guy. The only 2 things I can mention of his entire leadership. Yeah, he is the one. Without recognizing the impact, without recognizing another election that will cost millions of dollars or a little over $1 million. And this guy is about to pick another person. So the question is, if the voters are going to vote in that way, what make them to believe that the people who are coming off it will get a solution when they are the one endorsing the bad governance? Because this man had no reason for being re-elected or giving that senatorial position. Why are you elected or not? I don't have to come from Nima, but you look at his track record over 13 years, the message on the campaign trail, and you saying you want to move the country forward. But this guy won. The difference, right? The margin this guy won the election with in Nima County, it was bigger than the general election in the entire country. Can you imagine that? So my thing is, if, like you said, the people, they are the problem themselves, and they are giving the politician 1 million reasons to keep doing bad things. Because look at how they vote. If you ask the typical buyer, give me the merits. What made you think it was even logical to have re-elected Koga of all the candidates that were on the ballot? I'm not saying the other one were perfect either, but if you really, really want to set an example, if you really want to put pressure on another public official to say, you know what, the way our people voted, I will be forced to go out there to do something in their interest. What make you think that someone should be motivated as a lawmaker to go and get a job done based on how you vote? And not that you want to gain another job now, you come to put the Liberian government to cover the bill to finance another special election in Nima County for a guy that never did anything, and he won landslide. Because if you win about 20% election, that's landslide. That's not even a competition. That's complete running with the table. That's exactly what he did. And now this guy is about to pick someone to come and replace him in district number 5. So what you are literally telling them is, go over there, do nothing, and every year we'll keep rewarding you for doing nothing. That's just what it is. But anyway, maybe I'll turn it over to you, my brother.
Mark, let me say thanks to you and that Muna. Actually, Muna very fire. And Muna's right. Let me tell you, Mark, that's how we look at my brother. The people that will look at thousands of people and getting 50,000. Now, all they want to be doing, look, when you think about money laundering or those kind of way people carry money around here, is our lawmakers. That one, they just into that one for common. The guys, they put 200,000 in plastic bag, 500,000 in. Can you imagine? Why are you spoiling the country money in that form and manner? Why? Just because you want to get votes, just because you want to get the people attention? Is that the only way that you think that you can better the life of the people? No. For me, I don't even support some of these things. Why one lawmaker be carrying 400,000 somewhere just to go give to few group of people in the name of the lawmaker gave money to them? So our people, the Mona just said, our people practically worship these people just because they want something from them. And they want things, they want you to call them, they want you to, oh, chief, and I who they other member, yes, sir, boss, and I no. That's why some of us, we always hear. I think some of you, if you don't have respect for anybody, I think you have respect for some of us, because we will not come down to the people, we will not beg nobody for anything, because we all will have right to our resources of the land. We all will have right to the country resources. So few group of people don't be eating the country money. Then majority of the people just be holding their hands, showing their hands up. It's bad. So Monk, I don't even know, but we gotta go for the news bulletin. Let me see. I'm trying to set up so you can hold on quick, you and Muna. I will join you people in a split second, please.
Are we going for a news bulletin today, maybe? Or what's up from your other end, from the studio?
Yeah, that's why I said you got to hold on a little bit. You and other moment, I will join you people in place second. I'm setting up, so we may likely go for the news.
All right, guys. Then I'll catch you guys. I will come back in the 10-15 minutes. Or you want us to keep? I don't know how you set it. Or you want us to be on until you transition, or with?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mona, hold on. You and Monk until I come back, please.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Mona, that said, I just seen a video to Maybon from the chicken air factory. I mean, like the noise in Liberia, everything is political. I mean, like that's how low we have descended. But that's it for us. When you bring yourself so low, everything now it seems like something great. I mean, in as much as we want for people to be employed, we need more job. We got a lot of challenges to face in Liberia. It's just that our people themselves, they will undermine themselves, and it just made progress slow. It becomes frustrating when you keep saying this thing over and over and people are not buying into it. They keep repeating the same thing. You know, the people who are talking about protests about a thing happening in the house, I say, if you can really realize that, you won't even bother for a protest. Because if the vast majority of our people were against that move as to why those disgruntled lawmakers broke away from the speaker, they would have voted in a way that was going to send a message to the entire country. But look at how they voted. Look how they voted. And you want to be here and complain like, you guys taking side because, you know, some people, they agree for, then they always pick a side for them. It's a classical. So even when you tell them that you have no interest, they still won't believe it because for them, they already got a side in it. And who am I to question the will of thousands and thousands of people? Even if I disagree with them, that's the beauty of politics. That's why we go to the ballot box. I may not agree with how they vote, but at the end of the day, I must respect their vote. That's just why it is. And they decided to go in a particular way. That's why we got. But the one thing that I know, I can tell people, I don't want to sound like a doomsday prophet, but I know from what I'm seeing, even projecting into 2029, there are things that won't change. So I can tell people based on my age now, the Liberia that I really, really dream of and envision, I don't think I will see it in my lifetime. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I don't think I will be in my prime to live to see that kind of a Liberia that I want or that vast majority of Liberian wants. I don't think we will see it in our lifetime. It's just absolutely impossible. Because the one thing that I know is not only the damages that have been caused, I know it takes twice as much to rebuild than to destroy. So if you wasted 6 years by picking the wrong person, just understand that it will take you 12 years to undo the damage caused by someone in 6 years. But they don't take that mathematics into consideration because you don't fix things one day. Even the great United States or any country for that matter, one president came after another and keep building up on another president's success, right? Every president got their own goal, they got their own vision, they come, they contribute. One will come and build road, one will build safety net, one will build regulation and banking policy, one will focus on healthcare. At the end of the day, over a long period of time, you get better results. But if you are going to keep damaging Liberia every 6 years based on your impulse and your emotion, why make you think that in my lifetime, I will see a better Liberia? I doubt it. It won't happen. I'm not saying it will never happen, but I'm just saying I will not be a beneficiary of that particular golden Liberia that we all envision or we all want to see in our lifetime. I don't think it will happen.
Yeah, but among that, just why you saying that, because I don't already see that, because you will see guys that sometimes you'll see them or to see them discuss issue at every resort before prayer to the politicians calling them, especially when you discussing issues and things that would benefit everyone, right? You will see you want to say what you again for leftover money, mobile money. You don't ask for the player, they mobile money, but they don't want to do anything mobile money. You strong, you can make it, you die.
Yeah, mobile money, peanut.
The mobile money thing is how much politician will give you, how much they will give you more, how much when they can you go, you will leave. And some their life are not better to even eat. Then we keep hearing politicians seeking process. So then when some of them even see what they're saying, it's not okay. They're suffering, but they'll go stay in the street saying politicians, they want to say they are doing good thing. Then we're sitting, we're looking, we're suffering. Every year the country will do election that no, it can't go up, we can't come down. We just like we won't play, nothing moving, nothing happening. All the system all the systems have been broken. Everywhere is unkept. Look at the country. They will just keep hearing that if they say they are doing a good thing, if they say they are doing the right thing. I don't know. know, we don't know what we want. We
Yep.
don't know what we want. Actually, we don't know what we want in this country. Like because we will see the right people be keep saying seeing all the telling the right thing, we'll keep listening to it. But if we're not checking our eyes, we come to change, we'll be satisfied. When they come around, when they went to how much I don't know 100,000 or 1 million or even 10,000 you can't give 100%. How much you carry you got chairman? Eh? You want it behind it. Oh, that is not even eat. You go to the hospital, even eat, you can't get it. Then we still be people there. We hear the presence of them. I mean, I tell you, more I tell you the better truth than the street lies. I will tell you the better truth than the street lies. I'm a person was not. I'll tell you what is why. Because I can be sitting to say you're doing good thing. What I mean sugarcoat. I will not sugarcoat anything. Nothing we all. We still won't play, and then we put in positions and things where you see nothing happening everywhere. All system, you go to healthcare, that problem, healthcare, that problem, you go to education side, that different body, every other sectors and things. And why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why would it cause our own problems? Why are we keep contributing to our problems we are faced with it, the thing we're going through? Why we keep contributing to these things we are faced with in this country? We as Liberians ourselves. Why? We keep with those politicians, those criminals, and when they go in our place, they don't care about you. When you put them there, when it's and one thing, their platform. More when you see their platform, you say all is well. When you see their platform, when we read our platform, you say all is well.
Yeah. Platform.
You know, healthcare, development, you know, the sectors, and agriculture, and women empowerment,
Yeah.
and you know, youth empowerment. Or put them there. That's something else.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we keep singing praises to them. We keep singing praises to them, as if to say they are doing something good. But we are afraid to tell them. But we don't discuss the issues and want to know. It is good when you in leadership, when you in position. It is good to say the real thing, right? To say the better truth, to tell you what is what you're not doing. But you doing this, you're not doing this. Why is supposed to do? You're not doing this. Why is it? But we'll leave that. Then we'll start taking praises. Oh, I had brother, you know, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need that small thing. So that's small thing. How much is small thing? 1,000 what? 5,000 what? That is small thing. That thank you. And I say, you know what? Thank you. Yeah, what you doing? Oh, but you leaving for that place that you go home and get food you also eat. Oh. You don't have food to eat in the house. You paying children school fees, you renting. You doing nothing. But you singing praises behind it. You can't even. You know one thing sometimes mama can baffles me, right? When you can see we young people, we behind them, we throwing water. We get 1 minute water again. That water can't finish you.
Yeah.
That water can't finish. You holding it for them.
Yeah.
Why would you see how many years when they walk small, then they drink? It can't finish you. Then you got somebody got it or they napkin, the fashion tissue and in the pack.
Yeah.
When they toss money within there, and cheap, then they take money web that money.
Yeah, get it.
Are you kidding? Look, I witnessed that several times. I said, what? Somebody said, not going to do. I said, Mama said, bring it too. Because I'm working, I'm calling the story there. I don't want to report it.
Yeah, gotta give me something. Me web my mom.
Why you doing something wrong? You know me, I said, hey, we're gonna meet too. Because yeah, open it. I said to myself, do that too. I said, enter away. Because the way we do ourselves. Yeah. We saw our right to them. We saw our right to politicians. We saw our right to politicians that they keep messing with us. Because we respect party, we respect party, we respect politicians so much that if they say we can make it laugh, we saw our right. Then we'll be not completely right. We're ready for ourselves. We're not ready for the country. We're ready for ourselves. Because when we're ready for ourselves, we'll see changes. Because when changes are taking place in your life, the changes will take place in the country. That if even all can be done, at least we'll go certain error. At least we'll say yes. What is happening? It's the book don't read the poor running behind it. Running behind all day, then when they not get food to eat, then when they go get one bag of rest, go for everybody. Then poor money get one spoon and penny running to eat. What is that? Oh man, come on.
It's so sad. That's just what you said, and I don't know. I don't know the solution. Even though I'm a Liberian, sometimes I call my big brothers behind the scene because SKTV, we got some of my older brothers, the one that got more experience, that been around for a while. We ask them, if that is the case, then how do we make progress? How can we get away from this thing? Because at a certain point in time, something have to give. You have to change the way how you're doing things. That's just part of life. If something is not working for you and me, you're not doing something right. But in our case, we don't even know what is right. So how if people cannot even acknowledge the fact that we are not doing the right thing, then how do you go about changing? Because the first thing you can do, if you're ready for change, you will say, the first thing you do is say, well, everything that I've been doing for the past so and so years is not working. When you come to that realization, then when you accept that, accepting it in totality, then you start making ways to transition or to get onto something better or to try another strategy. But in the case of us, when the people who are supposed to even know better, if they are the one milking the system because they feel the benefit then, and you got an entire generation of Liberians that have been victimized, because don't forget, we got one of the youngest population in the entire West Africa. Almost 60% of population below the age of 30, between 25 to 35. In most cases, I would say 30. So I think the last time I checked, I think it was like 60%. So it means that 6 in every 10 voters. So the question is, if these people will not tell us what they consider to be right, like the scenario just gave you towing a bottle of water for some politician, if they are the one that will keep making choices or choice for us in Liberia or be making the case for a president, and they are in the vast majority, 6 out of every 10 voters, worst case scenario. Now the question is, then it means you cannot get the result from the ballot box. That's just why it is. Because mathematically, it's impossible. The people that know better want to be the criminals. They think that they will get in power to continue what is happening. The people who are making the choices, they are almost 60% of the total electorate. Then it means no matter how many times you go to the ballot box, it is almost unlikely that you will get a better president who will come and get the job done. Because if people can't even tell you what they are doing is wrong, then how will they be able to make a better choice? And take, for example, Montserrat County or Monrovia, right? Everything centered around that particular geographical region in the country. So if situations are worse, if someone in Montserrat County or Monrovia, the capital city, that got all the universities and all the colleges and all the exposure, if they are throwing water bottle for someone, how do you expect someone in Bogonjire or how they call the other electoral district in Lofa County, how do you expect kids in those other part of the country to behave or to react? Then how will you solve the problem? Because the problem, when election day comes, the whole country is voting nationwide. So the people who are supposed to be exposed, and the people who are supposed to set the platform for the country to make a better decision or to take a different trend, if they cannot even do better, how can we expect someone in Riverside or Sando or in the remote part of Grand Nigeria to make better choices when it comes to the presidency so that the country can become better? So in other words, we will never get better results from the ballot box. We will keep rotating those same ballot apples for as long as it can until some of all our time expire on this planet. That's just how I see it. Because I cannot make the case. I cannot say, Mona, I can bet my money 5 years from now, 2029, or 4 years from now, we will get a better president. I cannot say that.
No.
And more than likely, we'll get another bad leader again. That's what I can tell you. More than likely, if I were to take a bet, I would take a bet on the bad side and on the positive side. Because I know at the end of the day, if we go into the ballot box to cast ballot, to make that choice about the country's future and to do something differently, then I cannot place a bet that we'll get a better leader in 2029. No, even though it's still 4 years away. Because like I said, Nima Kante just gave us the blueprint. And I know it's going to be heavily tribal again, 2029. Because tribal now will be the northerners versus the southeasterners. How it will be. So people will say, but you look at how the people voted in Nima County. Why should we do the complete opposite? If anybody that's not from Nima County on the ballot, we cannot vote them. If a Southeasterner is on the ballot, no matter what.
Yes, so
Southeasterner. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry for. Yeah.
no,
welcome back. Welcome back.
Good, because you were talking and job pump in. So, but again, thanks to two of you. Actually, it was indeed interesting. Our forum being the same, but I'm trying to welcome our system so that at least I'll be able to carry the news live also. But again, thanks to two of you. Actually, it was very, very interesting. But again, Mark, you were talking. I don't know whether you ended already before coming. I will go to the line.
No, I was just learning on that, on the issue Muna and myself were talking about this possibility of getting better leadership even 4 years from now. Because people think 2029 is far. No, we're in 2025 already. 2029 will soon be around this corner. And the question is, if the people, Munaja give a scenario where you see grown men will be towing water bottle because he wants something to lay stopping, or I will call it something to lay breadcrumbs to go and feed for the day. He walking behind this politician holding their paper towel, their napkin, the water bottle for as long as he wants. So the scenario she myself are playing is, if people who are in Monserrado County, right, or Monrovia, where everything is concentrated, whether it's about healthcare, whether it's about education, whether it's about exposure, everything is in Monrovia. If someone in Monrovia will be telling a politician water bottle and think that he's making progress, why make you think a kid in the remote part of Grand Gila or Lofa County or Riverside will do better? So it means every time we go to an election, we just increase the chances of picking another bad leader.
And Mark, that's just a fact. But let me just say this also to you, that even the people who are even in the office of the lawmakers, someone they are even making 150, 200. Somebody get a degree. Some of them, in fact, they even get masters.
Yes.
But you pay them 200, 250, but you carry home 8,000, 10,000. You carry all the 1,000. Your life is flourishing. But the men who work with you, life continue to go backward. But you don't care. No more. Let me tell you. The country of ours, I think, for me, it's not only the voting. For the voting aspect, I think someone will say, oh, because they have their own social level. They can always say, you know, they have their own social time that people want to be entertained and join people just because of this and that. But, Monk, okay, now, here is the point. So after voting for you, Monk, that we put you now into position for you to do things for us. Then we said there, by the time you take one bottle of water from here, then they will clap for you. Why you have almost 100,000 bottles of water to carry, but only one, they will clap for you. Monk, are we not making you lazy? We are making you lazy. So that's the kind of system that we have here, like you and Mona were talking about. The politicians want us to worship them. Let me be frank, Monk. The system is just like that. That's why sometimes I come here, I always talk about the system. Those people who are even closer to those people, in fact, I think so many times you hear them protesting, right? Some of the Senate staffers or the lower house staffers and so forth, right? So just imagine though, someone who close to the power that be, the person can protest. Then how about you who far? The only thing they will do, they will wrap something in their hand and come and give to you. Like Mona said, you will look at the whole community and give them 50,000, 100,000. How much is 100,000? So you know what they can do? They say, okay, let's go and change the money. You have to change the money. Let the money need be big. That look, but our people have 500,000. The whole can so, oh, that may get money. What? No, they may get money. So you see, how you see the kind of country that we live in today. So that's why, Monk, it is difficult. Let me be frank with you today, Monk. It is difficult for you to pick the real people from among the bad people. No matter what you do. No matter what you do, Monk. Until our people themselves can come to the sense and say, no. It's like the way we look at this thing making no impact in our lives. Our life continue to go backward. Why these people's life are flourishing? So we won't take this kind of thing. But when you go to Capital Building now, even with the impasse, you see some people that making 150, they either own Kofasa or they own Rachel Kunsa. Tell me,
yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Me, Mabon, I'll be making 150 to Capital Building. Do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Somebody working to Capital Building, they make 150. They have
the power. The first branch of government is see the power. And you're making bug in the head. And you are there preaching. That's why I'm saying it's going to be very, very tough. And maybe, I think you and Steve had a conversation, and Steve was telling that the whole thing about the system. No, the system means people. The way how you decide to do business, that's why you call system. And system does not come from heaven. Like they don't have any spiritual being or some celestial body that comes from outer space to come and bring a system. No, it's just the way how you choose to do business. So even though in most cases we blame the politician, but at the end of the day, we got one thing, that one silver bullet is what you call election. Because election is the only way you give someone credit or you express your dissatisfaction as to how they are performing in office. So if the people will keep doing that in the name of, oh, because things how we only want to survive today, we only want to pay our children's school fee, or we want to beg a politician. If we are going to be making that decision every 6 years, then I cannot blame the politician, because for the politician, everything is going well. And who want to stop a party when the party is going well? For the politician, it's working for them. So they wanted to keep going for as long as possible. But if the people who are the ultimate judges, who's supposed to make the call and to change the way how business is being done, if they are the one promoting this idea, then I cannot blame the politician about changing the system. But
for that moment, myself, I also agree with you, because like I said, if somebody making 150 a capital building, they either for Kofa or they for Kun. I suppose can't have my head on the kind of people. No. Like for example, again, another thing is in Nimba, you know, when you're talking about Nimba all the time, you're right. The people they choose Mason over development. Do you think the people that see that's why I started the entire conversation with development, that these people, they were not campaigning on development. How come now they want to be claiming development? Yeah. They don't want development. You know that development. Yeah. So you get my point, all right?
I got a point, because what you are saying now is you are making two cases. First of all, they have no interest in themselves. That's what you're saying. Second of all, they are the one that facilitate these politicians to engage in bad business. So when they tell you that we want development, then it means that hypocrisy, because they are lying to themselves. That's what you're saying. And when you are lying to yourself, then you cannot make better decisions. You cannot change your way of doing things. So the politicians cannot be the one to be held responsible. Because like I said, either way you carry the conversation, yes, some people got the idea that, you know what, we got greedy leaders there. They hate the country. No, I said, but no, you got something they call election. That's why the politician cannot take away from you. It's the only thing that they cannot take away from you, your right to vote and your right to make choices. So if you will go there and you know that they got been in power for 13 years, and we wanted the main instigator of the impasse happening in the House, but you voted for him, the margin that he won with was bigger than a presidential election. How do you expect for any lawmaker in both chambers to believe that you even want something serious for that country? Why would encourage them to do something differently? So
now they're aware now that, for example, I just said that if the good one join the bad one, the bad Monk is like, look, Monk, this cycle we in. Let me tell people quickly before we go to the line. This cycle of ours will take years. Monk, it will take years, because if you are good, like for example, and you go in our house, the first thing the people tell you, say, Monk, they place here is political theater. So anything we do here, what we steal. man, they couldn't do justice.
I saw the man of God in that hotel room. I said, man, and we question that man of God. You know, we ask that man of God. I said, man of God, your background, you coming from the place of spirituality, you got morals, right? You believe in Christianity. I'm not care. I mean, I can say your religion is the most important thing, but the fundamental teachings of every religion, whether you can be Buddhist, Hindus, Islam, or everything, I know there are certain things that are universal: goodwill, helping the poor, clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, and all these things, and giving people a better chance in life by showing them love in any way, shape, or form. But if the man of God can, he say he joined the majority black, so in the hotel sitting in the corner, said nobody country, then who left again?
So there we go. So even apart from him, because him now we say, okay, he between the politicians and at the same time, but those other men of God who are also preaching actively, some of them, they are also controlling congregations back to back. They are also there. They are also receiving calls, and they are also receiving their court. So you see where we're heading to more. So we are into that kind of more, I don't know, triangle or something. Like we are, you know, we're seeing the problem. But to get out of the problem, it is, I don't even know about Monk, it's difficult. Now the follow-up question to you, Monk, before we go to the line quickly. So with all of the happening, do you think by voting will change things? Because the reason I'm asking you, because when we go to the pool, they just talk about 20, because the people always start campaigning already.
Yeah.
2029.
Yeah.
If you notice most of their posts on the social media, it's just about 2029. Joseph Boka will eat it again. So for Kumba, I mean, I'm going to even talk about Kumba maybe tomorrow, whatever tomorrow. Because Papa, let me thinking about even stepping down. The Papa is telling you that he's strong and he can make it. But go ahead, Mark.
Well, we're just saying the same thing over and over because you said it right. That's why I said the transformation of Liberia will never come from the ballot box, because the people who are making decisions themselves, they are signing up for their own demands, and the politicians are not. There is no incentive as to why they should change the way they're doing business. They will keep it going for as long as possible. So I don't know why it might break for Liberia, but the one thing that I know in changing Liberia, the people who would believe that a better candidate that stand a better chance of changing our country, I don't think they will be able to win an election just because of the way how we do business in Liberia. Maybe in the great United States, they got political season. When elections are over, I'm not saying people can play politics, but they concentrate on delivering results. When we start getting to a year before the election, then
Now you are talking,
yeah,
Monk.
because
Because
you are
we have
talking about
6
four.
years.
Yeah, we are
6
talking
years.
about 4. You are talking about 4 and 5 years in advance. And the people who are in power, if they are focusing on 4 years from now, why make you think of concentrate on your life today? And why would they choose to do that anyway if it's going for them?
That
So
means they are hustling and they are
Oh, yeah.
keeping their money for campaign. What you are saying? No, go ahead.
But anyway, let's call it for you. Let's hear from our
Muna,
people.
yeah, but Muna, please go to the line for us at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Take 3 calls and go back to you. 081 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 0881 14 35. This person. Good evening. Hello, caller, are you there?
Yeah, good evening, Mona.
Good evening, you're live.
And good evening to Maybones and the rest of the panelists. Yeah, this is Charles Cooper. I call from Coffee Dufuro.
Charles Cooper, welcome. Let's hear you.
You see, Mona, our politics is a deceptive politics. The Liberian politics is a very deceptive politics. And what Maybones said, maybe they one of the reasons why our leaders do not want to give us standard education, because the Bible says lack of vision, the people perish, lack of knowledge, the people perish. Those are government over time not being able to give the Liberian people solid education, even though education is a fundamental right, because they know that when they give you solid education, your eyes will be open, your minds will be developed, and then you'll be able to make sound and rational decisions. As it stands, our literacy rate around 48%. So it tells you that more people are still illiterate in the country who cannot even read and write. If a man cannot even read and write, how can that man make a sound decision? Except that man is in doubt of God. The politician take more for her and give her less. But then we still hear them.
That's it. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, hello. I'm Arvin Johnson calling from Tupu Road, district number 4.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson. Let's hear you.
To the issue. You see, when people decide to pay people peanuts and thinking that they are doing good for the person, that being wicked, because you know that there is no way for the person to make way. So the person only option the guy is to hold that peanut and then he serve you as a master. That's modern slavery. So we look at the leaders and then they do ugly things and then we hail them because the country we find ourselves in, no way to way.
Thank you.
The poverty is on an increase and then people are able to make way. So when they get one thing to do, what are that person choosing about? That person not choosing about. They just there hoping. As my father always say, hold on to what you got so you can get what you want. They will be there, they be hoping that they will get something better. And those people will always try to treat people as slaves. That's what's going on in Liberia.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah.
You are live. Name and calling from where?
Yeah, this is Morris. I got speaking about Swam Maka this way.
Welcome, Morris. Let's hear you from Swam Maka.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got off. 081 14 35 04 07 76. This person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is who we are called from Grandbass.
Welcome. We are hear you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for all of your analysis that you people make. You know, the government is there to support the citizens. If the citizens not suffer, how can the government go and lobby to get donor funding? So they're using the needs of the citizens to suffer so that they can be begging and then to enrich themselves. And because we as a citizen, we are separate, we can be beyond them. Can you imagine you can be in senator office, representative office, and be making $150 or 2 person sharing $75? So you see that at the end result, and those people that are pushing them, they can't go to school. They're not clear to go to school. They get there. After they say we have to go back. They go down the drain again, then they start struggling. So our people, they look for it to be voting for representative, senator, and president. Why are you? So the best thing here is it's our day. You just sit and hustle on your own to get your daily bread. So thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. 081 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 081 14 35 04. This person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nina calling.
How are you doing?
I'm
How
okay.
you doing?
I'm okay, Chief.
And I'd like to say hats off to my man, President Mong. This is Louis from Bushwa Island.
Oh,
I'm
Louis.
Pony.
Welcome.
And I like to hats up to Melbourne as well. I think the technology errors and detection were very important. Monk said it before. Fonanti is on his way. The report, the letter is being prepared already. Been presented to the former president, Mr. Sktv-Lib, and will be sent over to the chief clerk. I think in those negotiations, there should be an election of what we're hearing. But I just like to sum up with this. Our government needs to do more for our people. Our people are impoverished. They have to do more. From my observation, there's 3 things I think the government has done so far. There's massive reconstruction. I'm on the Bushwa Island. There's massive road construction on the Bushwa Island in and around the country. And salary has been current with civil servant. Then last day, there's a stable electricity for the meantime, like what Monk and Melbourne said. But government has to go beyond. There's a huge unemployment. Our people are unemployed. It's very, very devastating. People graduate from university, people graduate from technical school, get skill and vocational. There's no proper employment. Employment is lacking. Secondly, Melbourne said it. Our people are paid, and Mona, you just said it, other callers said it. Our people are paid below the minimum wage. I mean, people make 150, and like Mon said, how do you sustain family from transportation, from feeding, from bill? For example, the LEC today, the managing director say the current is stable, but you have to buy your token. We got to keep it up and support the electricity to keep the current running. So government has to do more. They're on a snail pace. They are doing little. They have to do more. Unemployment is huge. Medical situation is devastating. The budget should go to the rural hospital. We should have drugs. We should have beds. People go to the hospital now. The first thing is that no bed. Before we talk about treatment, you don't even have bed. So government has to concentrate more on the health sector, on the educational sector. There has to be, they are trying, but it's at a minimum level. Like 3 things so far on my observation, like the electricity, there are road reconditioning in the country, they're on massive road construction, and then the civil servant, but this very civil servant, at least let the minimum civil servant make $300 to $400. Let the police, let the doctor, let the teacher carry home $300 to $400. At least you can be paying people $150. Then what would they do? And Monk said, Melbourne, people generator were getting $3,500. Now the electricity is a little bit viable. Can we take all those $3,500, $4,000 for generation and concentrate it to the health sector? I'd like to thank the guys. The show is a good show. This is our show. And I'd like to say hats up to Monk and Melbourne for the brilliant analysis. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mona.
Name and calling from what?
Okay, bro. Yeah, this is David King, and I do join you from my residence in Spinoza.
David King, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. I listened to Mom talking about Georgia did not do well. Georgia did not have blueprint. And I can say to you, most of the things that this government is boasting of now, uh, these are all the making of former President Weah. For example, they give a talk of bridge to Simple Bridge. That project, the past government secured $25 million from the Japanese, and that project was to start in 2024. But Mr. Walker, being somebody who believes in thievery, he started to make it look as if to say this is his own initiative. He started in 2025. And another thing that they are also claiming glory for, the RIA road. You and I know, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you. These are the making of President Weah. President Walker and Mr. Vanasselis spent 12 uninterrupted years. They were not able to expand that road. What we saw them doing in 2007, they were putting quota over quota. George Weah being an innovative young man, he said, we've been here for too long. There's a need that we expand this quota. Joe Walker, in his own words, he said, George Weah was building swimming pools. This is the result of taking men's job and giving it to boys. Today, Mr. Walker he's not enjoying that boy's work and claiming glory to it. Okay? And today, the Western Soil, we see Mo Adi passing around. We saw Alfonso Gay, former Senator Alfonso Gay.
Thank you.
When he said about managing director, yes, President Munan, we have to outline some of these things so that these guys in the United Party move very angry, saying they won the election. Whenever they are talking things, they are very angry.
Yeah, quickly. That's why I make a point.
Yeah. And we saw Alfonso Gay rooting out the old pipes and planting new ones. We were told that they have secured some pipes and some water truck at the sewage truck that was coming from the LWSC. And we saw the truck arrive. Now we have seen the pipe arrive. Now more I didn't want to make it look like he carry water from the river. It's not working. He can't have anyone to do anything. No forgot to us in here, nothing coming. So they would have minister and managing director, they should go and bring something. So they must be able to pull the people to job, because if they don't do so, the young people will go to the offices and at home to terrorize them. So
good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Name and calling from where?
This is David Tam. I call you from Omega community.
Welcome, David. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thanks very much for the program tonight. Yeah, you see, this government, we must say one thing about it, because they are like telling us that everything is well, but actually, if you get on the ground, you're going to see that there is a big difference of what is happening or what is being said. Yeah. Can you imagine? I was in a place called Bento, where one of the presidents here before, I think President Tabat, just a day ago. Can you imagine public work is doing some road work there? I was surprised to see public work engineers taking red dirt and putting it on the quota that Tabat put on that road. It's very much unfortunate that you hear people on radio, government is dedicating this program, is doing electricity is stable, water is stable. Well, I think this was the same strategy used when the president took over for the 100 days delivery or deliverable.
Okay.
Because but then when the dry season was on, he said that there will be no car stock much because the dry season was on. And afterwards we saw what happened next.
Okay.
And now they are again going around. Rainy season has come, and then water table is getting, to the top. And quarrying is getting a bit stable. They say, well, quarrying is very much stable for citizens. But even yesterday, I experienced quarrying problem here. So.
Okay, we'll take two more calls and then we'll go to Mayborn. So take the rest of the calls from his end. Take two more calls. 081 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 no call coming in. We'll go to Melbourne to take calls from that side and also from okay, let me squeeze the person. Good evening.
Hello.
You are live. Name and calling from where?
Hello.
Your name and calling
Hello?
from where? You are live. Name and calling from where?
Leave a bike on a point of here.
You are welcome as you are.
Yeah. What mom was talking?
Your background is noisy though.
Huh?
Your background is noisy.
Everything you're saying is too wrong. I would not make us do to sorry for ourselves. It is time for us. We only do it for all the government. But they don't want for all the they don't want to do us job. Somebody now that is going to be now. So a lot of people on that now. They do everything they want to put it on the government.
Thank you. Neighbor?
Una, thank you so much. So that made a few calls from here. Then we go back to our own closing points or respond to all of the callers. But again, 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. I know you've been following and tell you want to be part. Those of you that are also on the WhatsApp, maybe you want to also call in to be part of the show here this evening. Mind you, though, everything we are saying here is for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of the life of our people. When people are making 300 to 400 USD, you know me hearing them talking about Munya. This one say, the other one say, no. What want to go leave that job to go stay in line for Munya or for working on or for wedding business? So all these things today is just because people don't get a job to do, people don't have something to do, so they just think that the only way to go is for them to become beggars from quote unquote from their own leaders, people that they give power to. So it is indeed interesting. But keep an eye on your calls coming to 0770-203125. Mona, if you get called there, then you can just take the call because sometimes you know this network. Sometimes you have your own way of doing it. But let me see today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, my brother, quickly, 1 minute, go ahead.
Yeah. You see, Mabel, yesterday, things that were being condemned. Today, those things are being healed. You see how hypocritical the Unity Party and the leader are. Oh man, Joe Walker, who passed around here, condemn we are for everything. How we are not producing job, how the young people jobless, how you are going to come to fight drug. Today we hearing every day new drug killing people. Today now the young boys are taking something now they call pills. I don't know what you heard about pills. They killed 2 persons in the Ghana Via era. They killed 2 persons there. All right, and that thing is widespread. Even Joe Parker so Tanta. A guy who arrested in Dubai Road. He phone. They saw Joe Parker picture in a phone. He had Joe Parker telling his ambassador. He had Tata sitting. All right, that guy was arrested with 295,000 overdraw. What happened?
All right, thank you so much. You crossed the mark. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, maybe good evening.
Yes, man, dear, good evening. Go ahead.
I'm Jerry Benny calling from this number 3 beside the Pabla Road.
Thank you. Go ahead, Chief. Yes.
Maybe let me tell you, you know the politicians, they always fool. That's why I feel just fool the majority.
That's it.
The majority, half of the majority, they are illiterate. They don't know the left for and the left for my brother. I'm telling you what. Can you imagine? Can you imagine talking about electricity? All meter, everything, the meter, my meter. You see every people they turn around and say the brother can't see the meter. So when you have a meter, steal it. Then when you go buy the meter, it takes 8 months before you get a meter. Well, you not that the thing I want to say. You not supposed to use the current when the meter can't anytime with supply meter and you won't current before. See the kind of thing they can compete with him. Now how is it going to be our level to be there?
Oh, man, do not make me laugh, I swear. Yeah, my brother. Okay, thank you, my young man. Look, they got make me laugh and make me cry. Today's caller, good evening. Now, live supposed to be that daisy. Hello?
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for your show. Neighbor, this is our family. I joined a discussion with Omega Market and legacy of former president. Therefore, this evening, I heard you talking about bread and butter issue, neighbor. Therefore, what kind of issue really in this country that have similarity to bread and butter? I'm asking you, mention it on air, show one or two conditions in this country that have similarity to bread and butter, because the bread and butter, those are sweet and very soft things. People are going through tough time. People begin rules from out of time, they're not buying it. People say that are started to make it unnecessary competition with one another in the marketplaces. Then you go about bread and butter. Where the bread and butter coming from? What is the issue? What is the issue? Let's put some misleading like bread. The common put in this country in the meal of bread and butter. Nothing in this country that has similarity to bread and butter. Thank you very much for your show.
Thank you so much. The bread and butter, that was the mantra. The people, maybe they come on to say that in fact they're going to give you job. They're going to make sure that in fact that they increase your salaries and so forth, even though they are paying salary in time. Let's say this government is paying in time, but at this point, the salaries really better in the lives of our people. Maybe tomorrow we'll look at this entire bread and butter issue salaries 150, make all of the calculations and see whether people can live by 150 every month. You know, I just saw it. For me, it is indeed insulting. Let me be frank. Some of them make 5,000, then they give you 150. Oh God. 00770-203125. That's the number for you to call. Again, 0770-203125. Call in and be part of the show. You know, they say in the midst of poverty, you just got to take anything that comes your way. So people are taking anything just because they have to survive. And the only disappointing thing is that you hear the same politicians and you also insult people when they want to talk against some of the bad things the politicians are doing. So again, keep a call coming 0770-203125. Mona, if you get call there, you can also take call if you have call, because like I said, somebody sometimes to get people sometimes reaching out to you sometimes. Yeah. But again, 0770-203125. If not, then we'll cross over to among this.
Okay, let me take the call.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, is that Mr. Gona?
Yes.
Welcome, let's hear you.
No. Are you and Steve rightfully placed
No.
in the country of Blanc, one army and a king. With that kind of poverty our people in, they would tend to sycophant and a coward because of the destitute life that is placed on the Liberian people. It's not strange for some of them to tend to be surrogate. It's not strange. Because if you don't do it, how? The salary that you make is, no matter how you work until your death, you will not build a single structure for yourself. It's not possible. Just look at the economic condition of the country. Somebody made 150, he made 200. You are unemployed. Your salary cannot cope with your life. You're living at the mercy of God. So this is the kind of country we find ourselves in.
Thank you. Maybe go ahead.
Yes, my dear, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us?
My name is Byron. I call from Ghana. You know, man, sometimes yeah, more than very difficult. People sit down, people thinking about how they brand what the issue of work. Yo, that kind of begin to laugh for the from outside. The people there, we just have to understand. I don't really know what kind of people that. We could be looking at the fire, we'll be walking inside. We already in the fire. They were walking inside. Look at what happened in the country. The people in the see the fire, they say no problem with jumping inside. So they think where 2029, people will see the fire again, they will go jump inside. So you're there, I know. So now I said, for me, I'm a friend, no. So now I said, I can be laughing all day. I said, hey, they may not very clear.
Well, thank you.
I know I was praying, you know what I mean? I was praying for you. I was praying for people. They say I was praying for inside the politicians and they get into their horses.
Hello, this. They can do justice, man. Look. Let me go to the WhatsApp now. They can. When people come here with a part of life, yeah, man. All right, let me go to John Maglo. John Maglo, good evening. Look.
Good evening to you, Mark, and the lady
there from Nigeria. So, poverty is one thing, stupidity is another thing. Even if you had to take money from people to go and vote, nobody behind you to vote. Why you don't vote for the best person? You take money from the same person who's been exploiting you, and you go and vote for the same person because they give you money. But that's stupidity. And we need to stop making excuses for these our people. Because the problem. And we're not moving from one place to the other, we stay to the same place. No, we're going under. We're going under every day. This stupidity of voting just for voting's sake. People need to understand that when you go to vote, you're telling the person, I'm putting my life in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your life in the person's hand before, and the person destroy your life, and you go and put your leg in their hand again, I mean, it's stupid. And this is what our people continuously do. I have Mom and myself. I don't think in my lifetime I'm going to see like real better.
All right.
Because the quality of thinking and the people that they cannot vote right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have 10 more minutes to go, so we want to take 1 or 2 more calls from WhatsApp. Those of you who are calling now, yeah, all your time finished. All right, let me see what I can get 1 or 2 calls from WhatsApp quickly. Then we use a few time to close on because we got to go home and come back tomorrow. Yeah, if maybe some people now work for 10 years, 150 and 10 years, that old age, no hey, no no country. Just look, the politicians know how to put us into slavery. You don't even know that yet. Oh, yeah, my brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How you doing?
Yeah, my brother, okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Freeman from Broadville.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Let me appreciate you guys for the platform, Mayborn and the rest of the lady that on the platform also. Let me appreciate her. But we have constitution. We talk about by-election. Someone say that Koga was not supposed to be elected, this and that. I think that is just mirage, serious mirage, or I claim it as chicanery, because it's as a constitution where George Weah came from, he became the president from the Senate. And we have by-election where Sajusa came from. Through that by-election, Sajusa was what? Representative. After Sajusa won District 13, we brought Papi Smoke, Papi Flomo. Where Joey Howard Taylor came from the Senate.
So the point here now is that quickly, and say you want to be naming people now. So the point here is, yeah, you're okay, EDC boss now, you're doing well, we all praising him, but then they meant to talking about money, and we not get money.
What?
So we should continue with the same thing over and over. The one we.
But if yesterday it was wrong, we must last at yesterday before we come to today. Because when we don't do so, meaning we show will not be balanced. You want to say that only this is the first that Koga is the first person that I
No. What it may say, maybe you don't get it made clear. No. Hello. Okay. All right. Anyway, you will respond. Thank you so much. If we got to go, no time. Yes. Mom said yes, so no need for me to talk. My mom is. So yeah, so Mom, we're back because we don't want to use the remaining 8 minutes at least so that we all can have some maybe ample time to respond. But go ahead, my brother.
Well, I don't know about the last caller, but I think Louis raised a very important point that the government is doing the bare minimum, and I think it's a cultural thing that you keep people in poverty for as long as possible, and when you do the bare minimum, it will look like something monumental. That's why they keep doing. And even the government is playing by this script because they know it's been paying them dividend over time. They are getting richer. They are staying in power longer. So I don't think they will want to change the business model that has been playing in Liberia. And the people themselves are the one. The other guy say, the politicians took our brains and carry our home. Yeah, that's how it seems like, because you cannot wrap your head around what is happening in Liberia. Like the other man talking about people should go through the Senate. How many people? Maran said never came from the Senate. Charles never came from the Senate. Joseph Boga never came from the Senate. So I don't know the argument he's trying to make here. We are just saying you should reward people who are bringing positive things to your life, who are making progress in society. The idea of godfathership and jumping over their body and playing the tribal politics, It won't take us anywhere. It seems like you guys are comfortable with it. That's how you came to justify. Maybe like Mona said, maybe somebody posting on mobile money on your phone to can call to bring us back to the same thing we've been discussing. My brother, we are not restricting it to one individual. We are talking about a system that has been put in place by both the voters and people who are in elected office or public official. The game that they're playing with you. It's about time that you step away. Look, Melbourne, when you are ready to make better decisions in life, it can make you to be very, very uncomfortable. But the one thing that I know, the what they call comfort and success, they cannot be in the same place. You will have to be uncomfortable to get things that you want in this life. And that's just why it is. Until our people can break away from the whole voting on the popularity, on the tribal land. My brother, there is no possible way that we can get a better leader in Liberia with this particular system that is being played. Because we'll go to the ballot box, we will stand in line, we will cast our ballot. Like I said, if someone in Monserrado County or Monrovia, where everybody's will be a little bit exposed, I'm not talking about the whole country because everything is centered around Monserrado County. If you are going to be holding water bottle and napkin or paper towel for a politician just because you think he can give you breadcrumbs, then how can we make progress?
But Mondo, even add up to you, the people that even live in the capital city are the one that even mostly you.
Yeah, the more corrupt one, even the one that live in I it keep getting worse for Liberia. Either way you look at it, because
people go to school, you get all of the degree, everything. They tell you someone that be using you like
there's something, and you got masters. So think about the kid in the vet. That's why when people talking about the people not educated. No, I don't think it's about education at this point because I know something they call common sense. I know people that never sat in traditional school that can make better decisions. They know who is impacting their life. Maybe, do you need to go to school to know that a politician is playing game with you? Just by looking at the length of time he been in office and what you benefited as a community? You need to go to school. It's not about school. That's a lie. I don't buy into that. About the education, no, I don't think so. Because experience teaches more than education. You've been in a particular district. You know this guy. He doesn't come around. Nothing is being added. Every day you watch the Sktv or any other platform for that matter or the radio, it's only negativity and stealing and audit report and millions. And you want to tell me you got to go to school to make a change? I don't think so. Take it from there.
Okay, it's about time we Liberians we take straight to refreshing our memory so that our brains we can take our brain from those politicians' caves. Yeah, then we start thinking straight into the right thing. So our brains we can take our brains from those politician cages they have in their houses. So we can take it from them because our brains is dead. We can't think straight, not we can do straight, we keep singing process to them. Let me say many thanks to our callers, the listeners, followers, supporters as well. Many thanks to all of you for being there for SKTV. Do join us tomorrow, same time, same station for the program. Until then, Muna Lagri, I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful
Thank you
night.
so
Bye-bye.
much, my sister. Thank you so much. Yes, and to our Oma Yumutu Asadu Mela, she said the politician plays evil hunts around our country to keep our country blind and our people in what I just offered. Yes, you're right. You know, look, my people. Even 2029 again, you'll bring new group of people. How they will treat you. Let me just say, so you can say, yeah, maybe I'm on record for that. I'm saying this today to say that 2029, you go to the pool to vote for John Brown. That's how they will treat you. As long as they system 150, and 150 system, it God. Look, that move. Where police officer, they in the streets with all uniform, years in, years out, no handcuff, no battle, no pepper spray, nothing, no equipment. But see one politician, oh God bless our Father. Indeed, we inside. Look, don't continue to clap for them. Anyone you clap for, whether the rescue or what kind of school or what are the blue people, the green people, what are the what kind of people, you continue to clap for these people. For me, I like, look, I'm trying to admire all of you because you are not thinking about graduating from poverty.
No,
what you're thinking about is, but then somebody do small work for 2 weeks a month, just saying, things I'm paying for. That as I work higher, I work higher for my own salary. I get my salary, I put it into the meter so that I can get electricity for me to actually enjoy life. They have been praising somebody like it's a free service or free. Look, so to tell you how far we're going on with the entire thing, what they call us say, maybe they take our brain and carry someone else. Well, me, I don't know, Mama. I pray to God, I pray to God.
You recover your brain, right? Your brain stuck.
Yeah, I pray. My people, politicians don't care about me if they take my brain too.
I know.
My brother, good night, man. See
Yeah,
you
my man.
on
We did our thing today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bro, we'll do it again.
What? Politicians take your brain and carry. What do they carry on a monk? Okay, we monk already. But politicians carry your brain, they carry it to the horse. They finish with ill. And not true. Some of the politicians, they think that they can pass through. It's a joke. Don't continue. Anyway, we see people on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. Good night. From our end, I'm John C. Mabel.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise from them. So welcome my life with Africa.
I live
Master.
Clay Paris, I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I saw ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I saw ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu. From Maryland, Bonk to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.